If I, that is the counter, is greater than 0, then you might look here, display is equal to none. And if it is less than 0 or equal to 0, then the display is normal. So basically the first div is shown and the rest all the divs are hidden. This is a JavaScript way of doing things. I could have used jQuery to make it look a bit more easier, but I prefer it like this. It's much more easier and I can put everything in one place. This is my function called getImages. After getImages, remember it was called from showImages. After getImages, I have again used a pure JavaScript function called setInterval. SetInterval is like a timer function which calls this function changeImage after every 32,000 milliseconds. Basically, it is 32 seconds. I have set a random value. You can set anything you want because this value will be changed according to the user preference. You can see here the rate. This is the user preference which will be changed according to that. Okay, I have just given a random value to begin with. I could have given this rate, but because I'm not too sure that what the user has given, the user might have given 0, and this is being fired when the log is being loaded. So it might create trouble by calling the change image without getting the images. It might create unnecessary trouble. So therefore, the first image, first interval which I have given is 32,000 seconds, milliseconds, and every 30,000 milliseconds it will be called the change image. Let's look at the change image, what it does. Again, this change image looks pretty complicated, but actually it's not. Let's have a look at it. What I'm doing to begin with, again, using jQuery syntax, is to get all the divs which are inside place images or place text. As I told you earlier, each image has its own div which is placed inside the image div or the text div. So what I'm doing is getting all the divs which are inside place images or place text which are visible, and I'm getting their ID. Why I'm getting these IDs? Because these IDs have been created in such a way that I could get to the next div with a little bit of manipulation. Let's go back and have a look at my original function. Do you see this line here? What I have done is given each ID a name which starts with a div and ends with a counter. So basically the first div will have a name div0, the second div will have div1, div2, and so on and so forth. In this function, what I do, I get this ID, check whether this is undefined or not. Sometimes there can be some problems, like say for instance the document is still loading, so there will not be any div there. Okay, so if you try to use this y, it might create trouble. Therefore, I've just put a check here. Before beginning to do anything, I have just cleared the interval. What does it do? It stops the timer. Basically, it stops the timer. Why I have done this? I have done this because this processing might take time, and while one call to the timer show images is being handled, another call may come from the timer because the timer is still executing. So therefore, I have just put a stop to that. And then what I have done is get the char add function of JavaScript to get the last two elements of your ID which I have got from here. Okay. Then I have checked whether it is a single digit element or a double digit element. If it is a double digit element, I have used some old fashioned programming to change it to a number. If it is a single digit element, then I have just used the parse INT to change it to another number. why I'm checking this, because div 0 has only 0 at the end, but div 12 has 1 and 2 at the end. I'm not too sure how many digits will be there, therefore I have used it separately. But I can tell you that Flickr does not return more than 20 images, so we are quite safe to assume that there will be only from 0 to 99. I will be highly surprised if Flickr starts returning you 200 images or 300 images. Okay, so this you can say is a limitation of my logic, that it can only handle images from 0 to 99, that is 100 images. Okay. Now, after I have converted the characters into number, I have added 1. Okay. If it is greater than 20, I have made it into 0. And then created another ID or another string which will be used to hide it. See? Hide div. And show div will be the next div. How do I get the next div? I know the name will start with a div and with a number. The number I have it here, num plus equals to 1. Just add it to the div, add a hash in front of it. That's it. You get the show div. Use show div, fade in. Again, this is JQuery, which will show the images, and hide div, fade out, which will hide the images. That's about it. I have again checked the rate is a number. Rate is something which is given by the user. User might give something which is not a number. Therefore, I have checked it, and if it is not a number, then I have put a random value as usual. And then I have used set interval to start the timer again. Why I have started the timer here? Because by the time it comes to this portion, all the working has been finished. So we can safely assume that we can start the timer again, and there will be no clashes, like one timer is being executed while another timer event is being called. So this is a way of using JavaScript timers, which I find it safe. You might have some other ways of doing it. I must confess I'm not the best of JavaScript programmers, so there might be some other way of doing these things quite easily. Okay, now this is basically my XML file which I have stored on my server. If you go to my blog, you will find the download links in my blog about where you can get this XML file and store it on your own blog. There you go. These are the photographs. You see this? Now, if you wait, it will change. But what I would suggest, I don't want you to wait. Go to my blog. This is my blog. Widgets, gadgets. It's a plural word.blogspot.com, and have a look at this. We'll see it changes now. Have a look at this, and if you like it, you can use it. It's a free gadget on your own blog. So I will give you the link in my blog where you can download it, or you can get the whole code from here, or create your own blog, or change the code basically to create your own blog. Okay, you see this? This is the whole code. You can just copy it and change it according to your own needs, or do something else with it. In my next blog or my next post, I will try to show you how to create another blogger's gadget so that you can use YouTube. Okay, another interesting topic. And next one, me deal with Google Gadget or Yahoo Widget.